Every great adventure in Ragnarok Mobile begins with someone who knows almost nothing. No legendary weapon, no powerful skills, no impressive armor, just a novice. The novice is the very first class every adventurer encounters in Ragnarok Mobile. Before becoming a swordsman, mage, archer, thief, merchant, acolyte, or one of the many more advanced paths available later in the game, every character begins here. And that's what makes the novice special. It isn't supposed to be powerful. It isn't supposed to have a defined role. At the beginning of your journey, you don't really know what your character will become. You are simply an adventurer stepping into Midgard for the first time. In the traditional Ragnarok progression, reaching Job level 10 allows the novice to choose their first specialized class. In Ragnarok Mobile, this early progression remains one of the defining moments of the game, and that decision eventually determines an enormous part of your adventure. A novice can become a warrior who stands on the front line, a mage capable of controlling the elements, an archer who attacks from a distance, a thief who relies on speed and evasion, a merchant who turns commerce into a weapon, or an acolyte who dedicates themselves to supporting and healing others. From these humble beginnings, the class system eventually branches into an enormous number of different possibilities. That's one of the reasons Ragnarok has always had such a memorable class system. Your character isn't born a hero. There is also something almost symbolic about the novice's equipment. At the beginning, you're not carrying some legendary artifact. You're essentially starting with basic equipment and whatever determination you can bring with you. The official Ragnarok lore describes the novice as an inexperienced adventurer who enters the world with little more than basic equipment and the determination to become something greater. And that idea fits Ragnarok Mobile perfectly. Think about some of the characters we've already talked about. Sunlight, capable of devastating enemies with her kicks. Odin standing above the realms of Midgard. Even the strongest heroes in the game had to begin somewhere, and that somewhere was the novice. There is another interesting detail about the class. The novice isn't really meant to represent a profession. It's meant to represent potential. You're not a warrior yet. You're not a mage. You're not a legendary hero. You're simply someone who has decided to step into Midgard and find out what you're capable of becoming. And perhaps that's why the novice remains one of the most important classes in Ragnarok Mobile. Not because it's powerful, not because it has incredible abilities, but because every adventure starts here. Every legendary character, every MVP hunter, every guild leader, every star emperor, every hero you've ever encountered was once just a novice taking their first steps into Midgard.